Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Grace. It is lovely to have you here. I was trying to put together some video plans the other day and I realised I've never done a bookshelf tour, and I really love seeing people's bookshelf setups. Those are some of my favourite videos, and my shelves could do with a little bit of a reorganisation session, so I thought I would bring you along for hopefully some satisfying organisation of books and also just a little tour of how I store my books. My boyfriend and I live in quite a small flat. It does the job, it's perfectly fine, but I would very much like more space for my books and other things. So even though we've been here for nearly 3 years now, this has always felt a bit like a temporary setup to me. My dream library is still a long way off, and hopefully one day we will manage to get a bigger space where I can spread out my books to my heart's content. So I have kind of a hodgepodge situation where some books are in one room, some books are in the other, kind of at opposite ends of that room. You'll see. But we're gonna start with this bookshelf right behind me, this lovely bookshelf. I've actually had a lot of questions about where I got this one from. My lovely dad actually made this bookshelf for me. I was running out of space in my old room back at my parents' place, and I'd seen this style of shelf with the rope situation hanging them up, or made to look like it is at least, and I thought they looked really cute. I mentioned it to my dad and he was like, oh yeah, I can make one of those, easy. So we went and picked out some wood and some big thick rope, and he just put it together for me, and then very kindly also moved it out when I moved into this flat for me as well. So that is why I have such lovely pretty shelves. They will definitely be coming with me to wherever we move next. Okay, so this is what they look like fully in shot. They're kind of too high up for me to properly be in frame, but you finally get to see my lovely rainbow up here. I brought him down for my Pride video, but he's normally ruling above us all up top. These shelves are where I keep my absolute favourite books. These are all books I've read except for, remember how I live in a small flat with my boyfriend? All of my shelves are shared with Chris, my partner, and I know that is some people's absolute worst nightmare, but thankfully we actually have quite a similar reading taste. A lot of our favourites overlap. He's even more of a romantic-y girly than I am. However, there are some books like the Star Wars books, which he's gotten me into some Star Wars, but I draw my line at reading all of the books. And there's also this one series, the Monstrous Heart books by Claire McKenna. I've never read these, but I actually recommended them to him because I saw the first one at the library and was like, oh, that's watery. You like weird watery themed fantasy? Which these certainly are, apparently. He has very mixed feelings about these. They are kind of favourites for him, but in sort of a Stockholm Syndrome kind of way. But most of these I have read and absolutely loved. I will give you some close-ups. We also keep our Zelda Breath of the Wild amiibos on here, several Jellycats, my lovely moon, my mushrooms, and this gorgeous little dragon. I also have this pumpkin candle that one of my friends made for me, and this is my TBR prompt jar that I made in a video a while back, and I've only used once, but I'm hoping to do a video using this more soon, hopefully. So yeah, that's the first set of shelves. This is in our bedroom, so we can look at all of our favourite books when we go to sleep every night. Isn't that nice? Welcome to the other room. This is one of the 2 bookcases I have in here, and it is pretty chaotic. I used to just shelve my books straight along like normal, but honestly, I ran out of space. So they are now stacked very hodgepodge, just in the way that I could get the most books on the shelves. And honestly, I kind of like it. I know this will not be to everyone's taste, but I'm enjoying the chaos currently to an extent. Let me zoom out. So what you guys never see on the top of these shelves are Chris's Star Wars models, and this will be a continuous theme. General Grievous is really his one true love and looks over us at all times. We also have various nerdy knickknacks. We have our D&D characters from our last campaign. Our dungeon master got them made into proper minis. And then we have these little crocheted dice bags that I made for us. And then we have the stacks. These are books that just don't fit anywhere currently. They haven't grown so much recently, except for, of course, the library pile, which is gonna have to stay in a stack, I think, because otherwise I will forget. If I put them on the shelves, I will forget that they are library books and not my own books, and I will forget to take them back, so they must stay in their own little place. The way this is currently organized is literally just all of the books that aren't on our absolute favorite shelves are stacked A to Z by author. I will take you over to the other bookshelf we have in this room because the alphabet actually starts over there. Here are our third set of shelves. These we just found at a charity shop. As we were moving into this place, we realized we did not have enough book storage, so we got another little set. The other shelves are just hand-me-downs from my parents. They very kindly passed them on to us. But these ones, as you can see, we've already got a Star Wars diorama, some Warhammer down here, and they're much smaller, so they don't fit as much on. Chris has kindly cleared off a shelf that did have models on here, so we have a bit more space. I think he is also sick of having just piles of books on the floor. So hopefully we can clear those. I'm also thinking I would like to have like a separation between what's on these shelves and the others. It feels weird that this is just the start of the alphabet and then it continues over on the other side of the room. So one thing we were thinking of doing with this shelf is collecting all of our books that we really want to get to soon and putting this as kind of our priority TBR shelves. I still think we're not going to have enough space, so we were also thinking we might try to double stack the bottom row of the other shelves. And if we do that, I'd like to put books that we have read behind on that back layer of the double stacked, because otherwise if we put books we haven't read behind them, I think we'll just forget about them and not get around to reading them anytime soon. There's honestly quite a narrow margin of books that I keep that aren't absolute favorites. I tend to get rid of books if I didn't really love them, so we only have maybe like 20-25 books that were good enough to keep but not quite good enough to make the favorites shelves. So hopefully that'll be enough to just fill the back of that shelf. We'll see. But the first thing to do is to take them all off, so I guess we'll get started with that.
Also about the dragon, a mysterious and terrifying man of myth. I'm sorry, uprooted?
Uprooted, is that you?
What happened?
It's the one that's Raylo fanfic.
Oh.
You read Hogfather?
I have.
I haven't. Have you read Feet in the Play? Do that.
I'm gonna show the camera. Is it recording?
It is.
With the help of a fake-cursed man, a snarky thief, and a corgi that may or may not.
Okay, shelves are empty, floor and coffee table are not, decidedly. We've made some stacks for just general books to shelves, some stacks for books that we've read, some stacks for books we want to get to very soon. So now, we gotta put them all back on the shelves in order. I think we're gonna put the ones we've read on first, so because they're gonna be at the back of that one shelf. Hopefully they'll fit. So let's get started. So this is our shelf of read books sorted. It took some wriggling around. This one's really stuck in there. But yeah, these are all the other books we have read. So now we continue. Do you want to do the It's an Audience Participation episode?
Yeah.
Do you want to do the rest of them, or do you want to do the anticipated reads next?
I think we should do the rest of them to clear up the floor space on the way to the anticipated
That is a
shelf.
good point. let's do that. We're gonna do the rest of our books.
We do be going.
This is a very fancy edition of Heart and Mercy that we got in France. Chris is French, kind of.
What do you mean kind of?
I mean, you don't speak French.
I'm half French.
He's half French, but he doesn't speak French. But we'd both like to learn, so the plan is take her favourite book, but in the language you want to learn. Hopefully one day we'll be able to read it. And also it's just very pretty. Look, it's got this gorgeous end paper art and cutout here. It's so cute.
I imagine that's a quote, but I don't know what it says.
Yeah, we don't know what it says.
But also I think you can do like a big pile following that shove, all the long way around.
We actually have a little bit of space. This one's done, kind of. They're all on there. There's a little bit of a gap at the bottom, so we might be able to lose some of the stacks, maybe, but it depends on the other shelf because we may have been ambitious with how many we can fit on there. These are all the books that we're hoping between the two of us to read by the end of the year. They're at least ones we want to get to soon. They are a priority for us. Chris has very kindly, having seen this, cleared off another shelf. None of these are in order.
Nope.
Change of plans. This top shelf has like a lip on it that makes it hard to get big books in and out, so we've done a switch. Models up here, books, all of the other shelves.
He says patting himself on the back.
Yeah, he was pleased. So, turns out we actually did have more space than we thought we did on this shelf. So I think we're gonna go back through the ones on the other shelf and see if we can make this list of to be reads even more ambitious than it currently is and clear up some space on there so we can have it a bit less stacked.
It made the cut, baby.
Okay, these are the ones Chris is adding in and these are the ones I'm adding in. This still isn't gonna be enough.
Are you talking to me or the
You.
audience?
I don't know, it's gonna be tight. Somehow, we've managed to swing it so all of our books are upright. It's kind of crazy. I honestly kind of miss the chaos a little bit, but I'm sure that this won't last anyway, so I'm gonna put all of our little like trinkets back on here and then I'll give you a proper tour of how it looks when we're properly done. So here are our finished shelves. I will show you a bit of an A to Z just so you can see all of the books I have on my shelves. I should mention as well, these are not all of my books. I have some back home with my parents, in my parents' place still. I'll ask them to send me a picture of that bookshelf so you can see all of those. So here's my other bookshelves. But here is the finished product of today's work. We've been filming this for like 4 or 5 hours now. Turns out organising your shelves is actually a bigger task than we expected, but it is the only kind of tidying that I like. So here we have our money tortoise, who is meant to make us rich. It hasn't quite gotten there yet, but we're still hoping. I have a few candles. These are my favourite candles. They're by someone called Midsummer Child and they do bookish themed candles and they're all like soy wax and good ingredients and they smell delicious. They have some Lord of the Rings themed ones. This one is Forest Witch and I also have a writer's desk one that smells like coffee. We have a cute little fairy dish down here and one of our Jellycat bats. We have several. Also, one of Chris's Bionicles. These little guys, I made a video about these when I first started posting on this channel and I took it down because I was getting some hate. Not even bad hate, I was just still a YouTube baby and I got spooked. But I basically made a video about how I really loved my bookshelves but they were covered in my boyfriend's models and I got several comments from the Bionicle fans saying how mean I was. And then we have the double stacked shelf, which looks a little messy, but I don't mind that. And then we have all of our kind of graphic novels, our game books for D&D and for Warhammer, etc.
Other RPGs too, like Thirsty Sword Lesbians.
Oh, Thirsty Sword Lesbians, that's true. And also our giant Root collection. We have all bar 2 of the Root expansion packs. We love that game. And then here are our to be read soon shelves. So I don't know what the odds are of us getting through all of these by the end of the year. There are 24 on there that Chris wants to read and 34 on there that I really want to read soon. There's a little bit of crossover between the two. Those are high numbers. We're halfway through the year. We're over halfway through the year. We shall see. But either way, it's nice to have a dedicated place to be intentional about what we want to get to soon. So if there are any on here that you think either of us should get to really soon, please let us know. Bully us in the comments. That's our new bookshelf setup. Thank you for tagging along. I have so much dust in my lungs. Chris is currently lying on the carpet on the floor. He's done.
Thank you for letting me guest star.
Hey Chris, which of the books on our TBR shelves are you most pumped to get to next?
I don't know if it's the one I'm going to read next. I mean, it's either Undermining of Twyla and Frank or it's the Luminous Deep.
I just started Notorious Sorcerer, which is on that list. So I guess I'll say that one. I'm also honestly really excited to get to One Dark Window. I've heard lots of interesting things. And Gideon the Ninth, which I say in every single video that I film. But yeah, let us know if there are any we should get to very soon. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tagging along with this reorganization journey. Hopefully one day I will be able to show you my dream library in a house. Imagine that. But for now, I'm pretty pleased with our setup, considering that we live in a tiny little flat. I've managed to cram so many books in here. So that is all for now. I will see you in another video very soon. Bye bye.